Hey guys, this is now Western Province, Kenya. I said I will visit all counties. So this is let me just say Western, and to be specifically Kakamega. So I'm going to teach you people how to prepare dagaa, or we call it here Omena. It is the most, maybe I can say, like a staple food here in Kenya, Africa, Kenya. So we will start by choosing you will have to pick them one by one so that you avoid what do we call the seashells, or also like, what do we call those small snail shell. Like, you people know, if you've ever prepared omena, or let me call it daga, you people know what I mean. So I'm picking them, like I'm picking it one by one, so that like I make sure it's omena. Like the final result is omena, or let me call it daga. We call it daga in English, or some people call it small fish. I don't know. Kindly tell me in the comment section, what do you call it? So here we go. I'm still picking them. I have you have to pick. You have to see that there is no stone. There is nothing in it. So I am washing it. And okay, when I'm washing, I always wash it thoroughly until it's white in color. Some people prefer doing it with warm water, but I do wash it with cold water. But make sure, just make sure, my braid is misbehaving, but at least it is not touching the omena, or let me say the daga. Make sure you rinse it again and again. That is it. I'm pouring that water, so I am continue doing it again the next time. There we go. Make sure you wash it deeply, you see. Then when you want to put it aside, make sure you are weighing it as if you want to make it sink. You want to make it float, so that if there is storm, it will remain like on that water. So that's it. I will have to pour that water again. I am rinsing it again the third time. You can do it even 4 times, even 10 times, if you want to get the good taste of omena, you know. So this is the final. You can see it's at least whitish. So I will put it on that cooking pot or cooking pan, or just sufuria. Then I will have to place small amount of water. Okay, I know my braid is misbehaving, but I made sure, like, I have to make sure that it doesn't touch that. What do we call? I'm going into the kitchen, the omena. So I have put on my bonnet because my braid was misbehaving and I couldn't touch it, because you people know the scent of omena. So let me show you people how I have to light the fire. I am using the carrier bag. Some people call it huru bag. I don't know what you call it. What do you prefer using to light the fire with firewood when you don't have paraffin? When you have paraffin, it's a bit easier. But now I don't have paraffin. I have to use this huru bag. So I am trying to make the tiny one so that it makes my work easier, or it makes the fire like let easier. At least the fire is almost there. I'm adding the carrier bag. So we're done. I am putting my omena or the dagaa to boil. The secret of sweet omena, the secret of omena, which is not bitter, is boiling. You have to boil it even for an hour if you like it. If you have time, you can boil it. So the secret of it is make sure you boil it until it's like until the water is over from that boiling, like from the omena which is boiling. So you can see we are almost there, like the water is almost done, or let me say the boiling water is almost done. So I have removed the omena from the fire or the source of fire. Now I have to cut my onions. I'm cutting with the onions. Now you people, let me tell you something. From here, you can just deep fry it, then cook it afresh. But for me, you people know the village. I cannot deep fry it. Where will I put? Like I will waste the cooking oil. So I had to put it aside so that I will just add cooking oil into it. So I like cutting my onions this way. I don't know why. Tell me in the comment section. Do you like cutting your onions this way, or you like cutting them into small pieces like the one for kachumbari? I'm done with the onions. I am now, these are the tomatoes. I washed them inside that little tin. I'm also cutting my tomatoes the same way or the same design I cut the onions. I used two tomatoes. One just fell down, but it's okay. Like my tomatoes were so big. So I have taken back the cooking pan, which has our omena. I have added oil. Now I will have to let it cook. Like all I do is just stirring. Do you call it simmer, or do we just say to stir? But let me just say I'm stirring it. Let me just use that term. So I will have to make sure it has really cooked inside that cooking oil, and I will also make sure that it has cooked like one. Don't make your mena be like porridge, like be, what can I say, zibondeke, like you make them mashed. Don't mash your mena. Like make sure your mena is cooked one. So I'm still waiting for it to cook. Like it's just like let me just say it's like deep frying it. I've added salt. I like adding salt before adding any other thing, because I will want, when I'll be adding like onions and tomatoes, the salt will be okay. I'm now, like I mean, I'll be okay with the salt. I'm now adding the onions. Make sure your onions cooked to maybe golden brown or almost golden brown. It depends with you. It depends with how you cook, or it depends with how you will want your omena, or not your omena, your onions to be, or let me say your food to be. It's not all food that requires golden brown onions. Kindly tell me in the comment section, how do you prefer your onions be? It's so hot, guys. I am now adding the tomatoes. You people can see that. As I make my firewood go inside. Now it's all about stirring it. Make sure the fire is not that much because it will make your food get burned. Also make sure your tomatoes are cooked. When I say cooked is like cooked. Like you cannot see a tomato. Like, there are those kids when you cook, they will separate tomato from let me say the vegetables, or let me say the stew, because your tomatoes can be seen. Just look at mine, look at my tomatoes. It's still cooking, and you can see that it's disappearing. Yeah, I can see people can see it clearly. Just look at it. I'm trying to mash the tomatoes. You can see that. But don't mash that much. Your omena will be like porridge. Don't mash your omena. I'm adding milk. It's not necessary. If okay, like my omena cooked with milk, you can see I've just cut the top part. I'm adding the milk. It's not must that you add milk. But let me tell you something, or let me just give you a secret. If you add milk into your omena, it's so sweet. And make sure the milk is cooked. Like make sure that milk doesn't look like soup. Make sure the milk is cooked completely into the omena, or let me say the dagaa. You can see that. Make sure it's cooked completely. The milk doesn't have to be soup. You have to cook the milk completely. You can see that. Yeah. Tell me in the comment section, guys, how do you see my way of cooking omena? Look at that. Look at the way it is. Okay, my milk is almost over. Just look at it. It's done. My omena is done, and I have just removed it from the fire. Just look at it. Now I'm washing my coriander, or let me say dania. I prefer my dania being cut like adding my coriander. Let me say adding my dania when it's not when my food, or let me say my stew or vegetable is not okay. Specifically, it's stew is not in the fire so that it remains green. Look at that, guys. Tell me the next video that you would like me to do. Thank you for your support, guys. I want to appreciate those who always come back to watch my videos. Now I'm starting the coriander, let me say dania, and I will leave it aside. Look at my omena, guys. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.